one. We're live.
Thank God.
Hi, everybody. This is Elisha Keating, and we're doing Chit Chat with Elizabeth and Elisha. And today we're going to talk mostly about what's happening with the energies because a lot of people are being slam dunked with them. And if there's any questions, we may be very slow to answer them because I have to read them and I have to realize people are watching. So I don't have a backup reader right now. So anyhow, Elizabeth, what's happening with you with the energy? How is it affecting you?
We're accelerating here. Of course, we're like closer into spring than like further north,
Oh, we have
less so than
spring
further
here.
south. Yeah, and it's just like you just feel this accelerated push or drive from everything that's coming up from the earth and all the seeds that are growing. They're adding energy into the atmosphere. You know, the dogs are going crazy because everybody wants to really be outside
Yeah,
and experience that. It's almost like a charge, uh, like
yeah,
tapping into a light socket.
yeah. And the sun energy is really powerful right now. I find it that have you found that the sun is hotter than usual?
Oh
Same
yeah,
degrees, but hotter.
oh yeah, absolutely. I actually had to move to do this video because the sun was behind me when I first started, and it was like, I was one of those weird, spooky, secret witnesses because all you could see was my shadow. But the sun is definitely brighter. Um, it's a really good time to do your daylight charge crystals, the things that have to be charged out in the sun. Of course, you want to like watch your opals.
Yeah, and you don't
That's a
want to
no
charge
no.
them too much.
You want to, but you want to charge those like fiery stones, those red stones out in the sun because right now it's almost peaked. It's almost perfect for that. You're going to get just a massive charge into your crystals and into your well, if you're a practitioner, your other items that you use when
Yeah,
working.
the moonstones can almost go in the shade beside the sun, right?
Yeah, yeah. There's a few you want to watch. I have a list, and of course it's on my desk.
Yeah,
Like I mentioned, opals. There's some your more delicate fine crystals that really can't handle the heat or will fade in color. You want to make sure that you don't put those out. But for most everything, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Crystal, like the clear crystals, they're really good at. They can handle almost anything directly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As the
I mean these crystals here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they can handle just
those are
about
perfect.
anything. So,
Um, hi Daniela. Hi Davika. How do I say that? Davika. Hi
Evika,
Davika.
we apologize if we say it wrong.
Absolutely.
Hi, Janet.
So,
Haven't talked to you for a while.
um,
And okay, usually we have a third person in the background talking to us, telling us who's talking or answering questions. If you have any questions about the energy that's happening right now, please go ahead and ask. I might be a little slow getting to you, but I will do my best.
this is a good energy time to work some of your renewing magics and your renewing meditations, the things that you want to bring energy in to start with. Oh, thank you. I said it correctly. Awesome. Yeah. So that's this is the time of year to do those rituals and those magics and get the most bang for your buck. So if you're considering, you know, starting something in your life or starting a new spiritual practice, this energy, this massive charge of energy is just perfect to ride on that, like surfing. You know, like
Everything's new, like the pagans would do everything new in the new year.
absolutely.
They
And
new.
across the board in many cultures and religions, that um, we change the name of what we do, but it's the same. You know.
Okay, Janet says, I don't know what to ask, but I all I know is that I'm feeling like it's all going crazy out here, and that has a lot to do with the influx of energy because we're getting energy that's never ever been here on Earth, at least not for like the last 25,000 years. If it's been here before, it was many, many eons ago. And this energy that's coming in at the moment feels a bit like sandpaper on sandpaper. So if you're getting this feeling that it's sandpaper on sandpaper, just step back because mostly it's just clearing away any little bit of residue that we've had for last that of stuff we're trying to get rid of. For instance, if we feel insecure, right now you're probably feeling really insecure. And it's just that sandpaper effect. It's shining us up, it's polishing us up. So all that little stuff is it's coming up to the surface. Just brush it away and say thank you. I no longer need you. Try that and also breathe deep. What do you think, Elizabeth?
It's actually absolutely true. That same energy that is affecting you, that I was talking about, where you can utilize it as well. But if it gets too annoying or you get too stressed, some good grounding exercises can help. Uh, the same thing that you were talking about can affect your dreams. Your sleep can be disrupted. So there are things that can be done to mitigate that, to help you out, to help you relax. Um, Discharging, I always advocate discharging.
Walking barefoot in the grass.
Yeah, walking barefoot in the grass. I'm out here now with the dogs, and letting some of that go as best you can. Good cleansing in your room where you sleep. I always advise. Um, and make where you sleep a restricted area, especially during these high energy times. You
What do
don't
you
want to, yeah, you don't want to like have an open door to that energy while you're sleeping because it will mess your dreams up. So
think?
like a good dream stone to help catch that energy, um,
Dream.
cleansing your room. Yeah, dream catchers,
What,
dream
what,
bags.
what do you recommend as stones for dream catching?
Um, I like the actual dream quartz, which has a different mineral running through it. It's almost
Is
striated.
that like the smoky quartz?
Yeah, almost. It's got like
Okay.
almost a yellow, and it's called dream quartz. I like that one. Um, I'm not real fond personally of rose quartz. A lot of people
That's
do get
because
their.
you always break them.
That's right. I break them. Me and rose quartz don't get along. It's embarrassing. It's
But
true.
you
It's
can
true.
buy them by the bagful, you know.
Yeah, it's like we we're not. But your good
Janet
filters.
wants to know about selenite.
Yeah, selenite. That's a good question. I'd have to look that up real quick. I'm away from my desk. I apologize.
Selenite's a cleansing stone. It's self cleaning.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
does, but it's. I think you can use
Similar
it.
to fluorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, I think selenite is one of the things you can use to clean other stones. So if you have it beside your bed during the night, it should keep the energy circulating in a refreshing way.
Yeah, it should. It's so fluoride also is in that group, and it works. It keeps you from blowing up your TVs and computers. Yeah, so if you like really have this high energy, certain people, they can't wear watches because the energy in their body is just fluoride helps with your electronics. It is similar to selenite.
Yeah.
So both those would work really well. Also, oddly enough, granite. Granite's really easy to find, really inexpensive.
I keep a granite right here in my dress just for grounding.
Yeah, absolutely. And
And
that
that,
will
that
help.
that's not, I just picked it up off the ground. It's in my desk. It's not out with my others. Just so that I can grab hold and hang on.
Yeah, that's one of the go-tos. And people just discount it because it's not really sold as a high energy stone, and it doesn't have a lot, but it's really a powerful, powerful little rock.
So Tara Scott says hi. I've been feeling out of sorts all day. She saged the house.
Awesome.
I think she's asking if there's anything else she can do with reading
Oh
between
yeah,
the lines.
absolutely, Tara. There's several other things you can do besides sage. For some people, you don't want to use sage in your bedroom before you sleep because that will amplify your dreams to a degree. So an alternative to that would be like your softer smelling lavender.
Yeah, I was just going to ask if lavender would work.
Yeah, your softer smelling lavender and your
What
more
about a spray
relaxing.
bottle with lavender smell in it?
That absolutely works. Another thing, just a simple solution of a teaspoon of salt in the water of a spray bottle adds a significant amount of protection into your environment. And you just spray it corner to corner in the air, and you honestly, it's one of my go tos. I use a lot of salt water in my house just to disperse the negative energy, especially if I do start feeling like I'm drained and or something negative has happened in the house, like an argument or um, bad TV.
If you put if you put a crystal into your water, it will charge the water on top of that. So you put the salt in there and spray it, then you're going to have probably the one of the nicest sleeps you've had in a long time.
Yeah, it's highly
And
recommended.
it tastes good too.
Another thing I always suggest to people, um, if you brought anything new into the house, like we garage sell a lot. If you bring something new into the house, that can have attached energy to it, not necessarily haunted, but it can bring out about a negative feeling. So, you want to wash anything new, cleanse anything new, and just make sure that that feeling's not coming from that.
So another thing about that too, if you go to any place that's very public, for instance, a bank where it has a lot of positive energy, but there's also a lot of negative energy. Things happen in banks, like people turn down for loans. So there, or you go to a bar, there are a lot of entities that will be around there. And if you're feeling a little low, like Tara, if you're feeling a little off today, it could simply be that something's attached to you. And if you're really good at it, or you don't have to be really good at it, just sort of scan your body. And if you see something that looks like it's wiggling or it's round and doesn't belong, just ask it to leave. I know that I was at a place yesterday, and when I came home, I definitely cleared my energy out, and their stuff came off because it takes like 5 minutes, if not less, for these
Don't
things
eat that.
to attach. Is that your puppy?
Yes. Sorry.
It has to be Umbra, right?
Yes.
We all know about Umbra.
she's she's eating something. She knows I can't get to her. She's
Well, if you want, go get her, and I'll chat for a minute about.
it's too late.
Yeah, she's already got it down.
She's
Yeah,
already got it down.
we have dogs. We all know. Well, most of us have dogs or cats. We know how mischievous they are.
What's funny is she knew. She showed it to me. So like, look what I got. Look what I'm fixing to do. I'm
And
gonna
that,
swallow this.
that's part of the energy too, isn't it? It's sort of taunting energy lately.
It is. It adds, especially if you have young children, young animals. Um, you're gonna have a harder time. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. Good luck with that. You know, they're really in tune. They're really in line with the seasons. They're much closer to nature. They're much closer to the earth. So they're going to get this massive influx of energy that you as a parent or dog owner or even as a aunt that you don't have. Because they're riding, they're surfing. It's almost like they're surfing it. So you're going to get more mischief, more picking, more talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. And if you have young children, that can wear them down so fast. So towards the evening hours, you get more misbehavior, more tired, angsty annoyances, and, just more difficulty dealing with them.
What about the
Because,
salt spray then? If you sprayed it in the air and tell them to run through it, would that help?
yeah, it would. Or actually just spraying it in the room with them will help. Lavender helps tremendously, especially with very young children. It's one of the very few safe things that you can use with a small infant or a toddler without, any side effects. It's got 250 different properties in it, chemically speaking, and there you don't have to worry. You know, is this going to hurt my child's lungs? Are they going to, if they ingest it, am I going to have trouble? It's if you have young children, 100% real lavender, not the scent lavender. Try to get the real lavender. There is a significant difference. A lot of times we get that perfume or that uh, body wash. It has that lavender scent. It's not real lavender. So you want to get like
Essential oil should be okay though, eh?
yes, you want to get the essential oil or the real lavender for this use.
But
I forgot to say that.
not for children. Not for children. You don't want to sage them.
No, you don't want to. You don't want to add to them. You don't want to add to their energy. Sage is an awesome herb. It's an awesome cleanser.
What about
But
drinking it? Because they make a lot of sage and not sage,
teas.
lavender drinks nowadays.
Oh yeah, they do. Very relaxing. One of the properties of lavender is the ability to help your cells grow. So that's why it's so good for like burns and damage inside your body and on the outside of your body because it actually helps rebuild the cells.
Mhm.
Um, lavender neat, which means you just put it on straight. It's one of the very few essential oils that you could put on straight. Excellent for burns and things like that. Mix it with aloe vera, you're golden. You know, it's one of the best cure-alls that I know of. Um, I personally use it a lot, and like I said, it's what we call a heavy hitter. Your go-to, your powerhouse. I have, you always want it in your arsenal somewhere.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
like tea tree is really toxic for dogs. I find out. So we never want to use tea tree for the same sort of thing for cleansing
Right.
and stuff.
Right.
But
You
it
have to.
would be a good thing to have in the house. I'm thinking for my puppies because they're always scraping something.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's another thing too, if you got dogs, I learned this through personal experience. just owning dogs, black tea. You take a black tea bag, soak it in a little bit of hot water. Don't steep it. Take it out, wring it out, let it cool, and just place it like on the say like you got hot spots and things like that. You place that on there. Don't let them eat the tea bag. Makes a mess. But just place it on there. Hold your hand on it for a few minutes, and then just throw it away. And that's really helpful. Awesome, awesome, helpful. Or
Right. That's something I didn't know. It's good to know.
yeah, actually learned that with a dog that I had. She had severe hot spots, and I was trying everything. I mean, I tried Solfidine, I tried uh, just a whole bunch of different things, and it was the black tea that worked. So, I tried bathing her. I tried everything. Tried stuff the vet gave me. She was a brat though. So
Well, they're good dogs. They've got a lot of personality, that's for sure. So,
yeah.
anybody else have any more questions? It doesn't appear that there is. What can I ask? So, I know. What's something we should stay away from specifically right now, energetically?
Energetic specifically, I would avoid uh, violent or scary movies for sure, um, because the same energy that like the kids and the dogs are surfing, uh, is going to magnify your darker images, your scarier images. I would definitely stay away from uh, very toxic people. Uh, which I mean, I'm just throwing it out here. You got people that just suck energy from you. You know them when you meet them. You walk away from them, you're like, oh God. You want to avoid that because they're in feast mode right now. They're like bears eating salmon. If you can avoid them, do. This is their fill up time. They're gorging. And on top of that grinding influx of energy, you're also going to get really drained really fast, and you just want to avoid them at all costs. Under normal circumstances, of course, but especially right now, because like I said,
Shut the door.
it's like the salmon run. You know, when the bears gorge themselves, this is kind of like what's going on. Um, yeah, I would avoid, if at all possible, putting my kids somewhere where they could get an extra charge of energy, like and bring them more to places where they can discharge that energy,
Like
parks
swimming,
and
maybe.
swimming, yeah, in places like that. Avoid fun houses, eateries where they're trapped inside and that energy just builds up inside of them because you're just asking for trouble. They get in with a bunch of other kids. They need to be out to explode that energy out of them. If they get all trapped in a room together, it's not good.
No, and they'll bring it home with them.
Yes, bring it
They
home with
come
them, and
home
you're gonna have
crazy.
trouble. Yeah.
So
So
Janet's asking, how do you deal with it? Do you live with people who are already negative energy?
oh, that's
My
difficult.
favorite, if you're going to go with stones, and I do a scatter shotgun effect. I'd use stones and a few other things, but try pyrite, carry pyrite. That's one of the stones I really like for because it's a protection stone. But there's a few other things too, right, Elizabeth?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. You want to build really strong on your boundaries and your shielding, if at all possible. You got to have really strong boundaries, Jeanette, if you're going to live with somebody like this. Um, and you also want to, unlike the rest of us who are trying to avoid these energy building areas, you want to find them. You want to find at least 30 minutes. Give yourself 30 minutes a day to be somewhere where you can recharge yourself. You know, be outside in the sunlight. Um, Bring
or
in music
a
that,
real nice leisurely bath. And I'm afraid the
yes.
puppies are playing. I apologize.
I hear 'em. Yeah, so I mean, it's a difficult situation if you're living with people like that. Um, I've lived with people like that myself. I strongly suggest, yeah, that you work on shielding, boundary control. These are things that you do in the real world as well as the spiritual world. I work really hard
Another
on,
thing too is if somebody says something negative, think three things positive. At least
yeah,
three things. You might
at
be
least two things.
going along positive all day long, but it will keep your energy from plummeting.
Yeah, and that's important too because you want to erase that effect. Um, Saint Francis did that as well. I think I wrote a story about Saint Francis would, before he became a saint and before we knew him as the patron saint of animals, he had a very derogatory father who would constantly just beat him down. And he actually hired someone to go behind him, and every time his father said something negative, the person's job was to say three things positive. And he paid him to do that. And you have to bring that into your life, or you're just treading in the deep water and you're never
One
going to reach land.
thing that I like too is having a picture I really, really appreciate. Or, for instance, I have a statue of Baba Ganesh, and he's one of my favorites. Well, and so is Buddha and my what's he, I'm a wizard. But they make me feel good. They give me positive energy when I look at them. So have things around you that you find beautiful that give you
Absolutely.
positive energy.
Absolutely. Um, there's a poem, I think, by Dickinson. Anyway, it's called Hyacinth for the Soul. You know,
Oh,
find
I
that,
know that one. My mother used to.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's hyacinth for the soul, and it's that beautiful thing that lifts your soul up. But more importantly than anything you do, Jeanette, work on that shielding, work on your boundaries.
One thing I found too that really works a lot well, it did for us anyhow, when my family and I were in negative situations, was singing
Oh yeah,
really happy songs.
I do that too, but I'm not allowed to anymore because
Yeah,
I'm scared of the dogs.
we're always
So,
lucky just a tad, do we?
yeah, I'm scared of dogs. I'm not allowed to sing anymore. So,
Did Jazz say something?
oh my God, they all left. They all ran away. And my son came out and he's like, "What are you doing? Are you okay? Are you all right?" And I'm like, "I'm singing." And he said, "God, I thought you were dying." So,
Don't we love kids? I mean,
yeah.
these are adult kids. We have, Elizabeth and I have adult kids, and they're both the same age. Don't we?
So
We just love them.
I'm not allowed to sing anymore. So,
But
but
if
yeah,
you are allowed to sing, singing is good. Even if it's just like row, row, row your boat.
yes, it is. It really is. It's a great thing.
Yeah,
Um,
any form of laughter. That's one of the things I always say. If you watch my videos, I always say humor. Any with your laughing, with your happy, that's truly spiritual. And laughter is the fastest way to get to spirituality, I believe. There's actually a yoga called laughing yoga, and you just sit there and you laugh. It's pretty cool.
so Andrew says keep singing, and Andrew, honestly, my singing has been compared to a crow dying in a bucket over the ocean.
Yeah, but if you're the only one that can hear it, it's all right.
Yeah,
And your
yeah.
dogs are going to make fun of you regardless because they love you. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, Tammy. I'll try. So, but yeah, no, singing is music. I'm actually doing on Wednesday for Women. Um, post on Dreams and Visions. We're working on music and talking about how it does change the energy and affect your soul and affect your mood and releases chemicals like dopamine and the pleasure centers of your brain. So music is a heavy hitter as far as spiritual growth, spirituality. I
It
highly
is
recommend it.
huge.
Singing, to a degree. So,
Maybe humming.
yeah, it's like if you can get away with it, singing's great.
Uh,
So,
but
dancing,
oh
dancing's
yeah,
also, yeah.
my
So
kids always
dance,
laugh at me because I can never remember the words, so I make up my words as I go along.
yeah. Or you thought you understood them, like there was this one song. I swear the guy was singing about jaundice, and I forget what he was really singing about. I was like, who would write a song about jaundice? That don't even make sense.
There's a
So,
song I was just listening to it yesterday or the day before, and it's Jen. What was the name? What was that song that I thought was Balthazar, and it was something else?
great idea, Tara, about putting the lavender inside your pillowcase. That's absolutely a
Yeah,
wonderful, wonderful idea.
yeah.
Um, not only is it going to help you relax and help you with your dreams, it's also going to help your hair growth. Oddly enough.
Really?
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
A couple of people in my family, their hair doesn't go past. It does now, but for years and years, their hair would not go past here,
Yeah.
past my shoulder. But now for some reason, it's growing.
Absolute lavender rinse helps with that.
Okay.
Don't eat that.
Oh, so that's a good idea, Carrie. Yeah, I wouldn't dance in the car either. I could just see the car going all over the place. Yeah, the
Guilty.
song that it was called Bazaar, and I thought it was Balthazar. And I thought with Balthazar, I like it better.
Yeah. I've danced in the car and got caught. Carrie, I have done that. Embarrassingly enough, the cop wanted to know if I was drunk. I was like, no, I was just hanging out dancing. I'm not drunk. So, he let me go though, so that was good. He let me go.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, my mother used to tell poems all the time. If there was something happening, my mother had a poem for it. And when she passed away, my brother and I, we told all these poems. And one of the poems is, and this would explain a lot, was last night while walking down the stairs, I knew that I met a man who wasn't there. He wasn't there again today. I wish that man would stay away. And, and that was the kind of thing my poems my mother said all my life. so we So when my mother passed, we were telling her all these poems, and they were so utterly ridiculous. We were laughing, but it was a
Yeah.
beautiful passing, anyhow.
Um. Yeah. I'm gonna say I did, Carrie. I'm just gonna say I did, just to
Carrie
be
said
all
she saw you
mysterious.
that. Saw you.
And yeah, Jeanette, I feel you because my son turns my music off too, especially when we're in the car, and we'll be. It's a wonder we haven't wrecked yet. I gotta be honest with you because we'll be fighting over the knob. He'll be turning it off. I'll be turning it on. We're slapping hands. It's not a good thing to do when you're driving, but yeah, I feel you.
I haven't listened to my own music since my kids were born.
I said, just you always just say it's mine. I want to listen to it now. You're just gonna have to suffer. One of the things that I would like to do the next time we do this is talk about the power of words and the
Carrie says we're all on the floor laughing.
awesome. Yeah. I really want to talk about the power of words, the energy that we can put behind them, and how curses work.
Yeah, I agree. Because I work with people and I clear curses, and I have sometimes literally had truckloads of curses thrown
Yeah.
away. And if people
So
say things without thinking.
yeah, so the next time we do this, maybe that could be a topic that we can address.
Give a topic too on wisdom seekers of the group, the
Yeah,
wisdom seeker group,
absolutely.
or even dreams.
Yeah, if you're coming from dreams and visions, which is where I do all my sort of writing. Yeah, drop some suggestions.
So, Carrie, what's your daughter's favorite kind of music? And we are going to wind it up because we've been on here for a while. It's amazing how fast time goes. But
It is. It is.
yeah,
Children, I mean, I say young adults mostly, so self-conscious. It's so hard for them to actually sing out loud in front of people. I had the same problem with my son. He has a beautiful voice and to this day doesn't sing. He's very musically inclined, plays the guitar. The best thing that you can do is encourage them. Encourage them. I feel your pain because, the first time I found out that my son had a good voice, I was going through some music that he had, trying to find some music to listen to, and I found this beautiful song, and I was like, oh my God, I was like, Simon, who is the artist? And he's like, that's me, stop it. And I was like, no, it's not. And he's like, yeah, Mom. He said, I made that recording with a friend. I was like, oh my God, why don't you sing? You have this beautiful voice. Why don't you sing? And oh, it's so hard because they're so self-conscious. And it, chill. I feel you. I do feel you. I feel
you
you on
should
that.
meet my daughter, my youngest daughter. She has, when it came to self-conscious, she missed that quote altogether. And if she could give a bit of her non-self-conscious, I would gladly share some of it for you. She didn't have to do anything.
Tara Scott talks about mantras. Absolutely wonderful thing to do, Tara. Good job on that. When you get, sorry about that, motorcycle crew just went down the road. Yeah, but mantras are absolutely life affirming. Going back to that other question about what to do about if you're already living with negative people, mantras is one of the ways that you can shield yourself from that. It's a powerful, heavy hitting arsenal if you're dealing with somebody very negative in your life that you're actually stuck living with.
Do you know the Jewish people? They have their Bible it written out in handwritten, and it's in a little square like that, and they put it beside their door
Yeah,
to prevent negative energies coming. What if you found your mantra and wrote it into something tiny and made it into a necklace so you're carrying it with you as well as saying it?
absolutely. I have actually, speaking of that, I've ruined my doors against negative energy. I always know when somebody's coming to me with something bad because they won't cross the threshold. They'll kind of stand in the door like, and I'm like, yeah, huh? There you go. So yeah, that's a good principle to use. It's a good principle that works.
Carrie, my kids too, they've got beautiful voices. They didn't get it from me. A beautiful voice. Anyhow, we should wind this up. We've been on for quite a while, and I have no idea how long because I forgot to look at the clock.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Yeah, I got to go finish spring cleaning and stuff.
Yeah, I love that stuff too.
Yeah.
I think instead of spring cleaning, I might paint.
I would love to do anything that's spring. All right.
It's lovely talking to everybody, and Elizabeth. So thank you so much for.
You're welcome.
That just worked.
Me too.
When we tried Facebook, the platform would not work between the two of us.
Yeah, it would not. So, but yeah, can't wait for
40
next time.
minutes. We've been
Jesus. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, guys. We didn't mean to like take your whole day. Love y'all, and I'm gonna hang up.
bye, all.
Um.
Thank you so very
Bye.
much. Next time we'll be back. I can't tell you when because I don't really know yet. But soon we're going to be talking to Jen Taylor, and we're going to be talking about things to do with mental health and probably how to different things. So if you have questions that you want to ask, have them ready. We're just waiting for her to get over her cold, and then we're up and running. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you,
Bye,
Andrew.
all.
Bye, Janet. Bye, Carrie, and everybody else.